On this week's show, we're headed to Waterfalls Lodge in Northern Ontario's Algoma region. What I hear about Waterfalls Lodge? Well, it's drag-peeling smallmouth bass, both in numbers and size. I'm also amped to try something totally new. Fishing waters that can only be reached by ATVs across some pretty wild and beautiful Ontario terrain. And then there's the food and accommodations, which is top-notch. And without further ado, let's get going. There's some big bronzebacks to catch and Ontario waters to explore.
Hey, I've been fishing in Ontario for well over 40 years and have some great fishing memories, not to mention some very close friends. Ontario has some of the best multi-species freshwater fishing in the world. Ontario has a special place in my heart. The Ontario experience captures all of this and more as hosts Troy Lindner and Ty Shadeen explore new places, meet some authentic characters, and experience world-class fishing and hunting along the way. The Ontario experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself, and who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
Kind of just looking over the lay of the land here in the different lakes, right here on Tube in Denwick, up to Kiesel, Bigger Lake Lang, and then some of these other lakes, Big Lake McCarthy, the remote ATV fishing lakes, which I'm excited to. I'm not sure which one. We're going to go on one of these lakes today. I'm not sure which one, and I know Rob has the right spot picked out, so I'm really excited to get out there. I've never been on I guess I've done portaging before. But this is a little bit different, going on a UTV, ATV to get there, loading our equipment on. There's going to be a lot of fun. They have different trails around here for ATV adventures, and we're going to be on one today. So after a good breakfast, I'm excited to get out there. This is my finesse fishing hand. I'm already anxious to get out there and get casting. And where do I?
Well, we're going to put them right up here. See these tubes here?
Yeah.
Just throw them in there.
Okay. There we go. Nice.
Isn't that handy?
So you're only bringing one. What am I doing wrong here? I got 6 of them here.
Well, I figured,
you must know something.
I figured you would have 22 of them or something.
I try to pack lean and mean.
Okay, perfect. We probably don't have to go too far.
Yeah. How long is the drive through the?
It's about an hour's ride.
Okay.
All right, and it's a nice medium type ride, so the terrain's okay. And you get a little roughness here and there, but it's mostly good to go and easy type ride. And we'll take it right to the lakes.
Yeah.
And we'll load up the boats and we'll go fishing.
What can I say about running the ATVs? Okay, I'll admit it. I floored the throttle a little bit. Yes, I like to go fast, and a little mudding in those deeper puddles, what a cool way to portage. Beach carrying canoes through the woods any day. And the scenery, gorgeous. Lots of wildlife like deer and grouse. And there's always the chance you could see a moose off in the distance.
That was fun.
You like that ride?
Yeah.
That's worth the trip right there.
Yeah, it is. The ride that's kind of the appetizer, and then we have the lake as kind of the main course, and the ride back will be dessert. It's a 3-course meal.
I like that.
All right, let's get fishing.
This segment is brought to you by Tourism Northern Ontario.
Oh, I like this little, oh, there we go.
Yep, there's one.
A pike, a pickerel.
A pike or a pickerel? Come on, there's a difference.
That's right, yeah, we call them, I guess, out of Minnesota,
Minnesota, you're in Canada.
Yeah. Nice pike. We inhaled it. I'm gonna have to net this. The treble hooks, I'm gonna be netting this one. Come here.
Well, a good guide would help you with that, you know.
Should be a fish on that log. If I was a smallmouth, worth anything, pull it right there. If I was a smallmouth, I would live right on that log.
You have a smallmouth.
That was,
Nice one.
there we go.
Nice one, too.
Yeah. I like the way the smallmouth thinks. Yeah, that's a better one.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep, yep.
There we go. They got a good captain. All right, let's get her back and grow bigger. So we got smallmouth in here. What pike? What else?
In the deeper parts of this lake, lake trout.
The lake trout.
Yeah.
How deep? How deep does it get?
This lake will get down to 120 feet deep.
120 feet?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this lake offers great depth, great structure, and with a variety of fish, right?
Yeah.
While I was fishing with Rob, I wondered, how does someone get into the fishing lodge business?
Well, we were living in a wonderful home in southern Ontario, and we're sipping wine on our front porch of our home. And we came up with this wonderful idea of why not look into buying a fishing lodge in northern Ontario. It was unbelievable. We came up and viewed this place 2 days before New Year's Eve of 2007. And it was cold, and we walked through each cottage and the dining room, and then we saw the waterfalls, the log cabin, and it was like a wow factor. And it blew us away.
Yeah.
So that was 10 years ago.
Yep.
Oh,
Snuck one in on you.
there you go. Nice fish.
I love the fight.
Yeah. They are
Then
fun.
they come up, dance for you.
Very nice.
It was tight to the shore.
Yeah.
Tight, tight, tight.
See, I'm thinking right up here, I'm gonna get another one.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
That might be a t-shirt. That might be a t-shirt. We might have to net this one. Yeah, we gotta net this one. Oh boy, look at that, all right. Is that it? What do you think?
It's 17 and a half, I'm sure. Very nice. Very nice.
All right, I gotta measure something. It's gonna be really close. You concur? Right there.
Right there.
The lakes around Waterfalls Lodge are all catch and release waters for bass, and incredible as a result. And their aggressive walleye stocking program has ensured walleye numbers stay high, making shore lunches a popular Waterfalls tradition every Wednesday. But today is Friday, steak night.
How many steaks have you cooked here? Rough number.
Over 10 years?
Yes.
I have no idea. I probably do 30 steak every Friday night.
Okay, 30 every
All right,
Friday.
so for 21 weeks.
Okay, 21 weeks, so
All right.
600, so
600
30,
a year.
600 a year.
That's 6,000 steaks.
6,000 steaks. That's a lot of steaks.
And I love it.
Yeah, with my luck, these are going to be the first two. 6,000 perfect, without flaw. And these are the first two that tarnish his legacy. I'll take full responsibility. Hopefully these come out all right.
Friday night steak night is a special night. We're barbecuing steaks for our guests for dinner, and the guests get to choose how they would like their steaks, and I'm out back grilling up the steaks and serving them to our guests along with our kitchen staff, and it's a fun night. A lot of our guests are departing the next day, and it's a great way to say thank you and send them off from their vacation.
I cook fish. I know how to cook fish really well. No, this is going just a little help in here. No, this is fine. This is good. I got this totally Get this totally under control. Oh, she opens the door and she laughs. Opens the door.
How's it going?
Why are you laughing? Is this?
Because there's flames coming out of the barbecue.
Well, no. That was on. I got the diamond shape.
I don't know.
I don't know where these go. Oh, come on.
How's the barbecue?
It's like that. Okay.
3 people are sharing a Caesar salad.
I do okay. Do I get like a passing grade, like a B-?
You did very well.
Okay. Very well. Is that because you're? Because the steak is very well done.
Very good.
This segment is brought to you by Go Fish Ontario, Canada. Just as the sun rises over the pines, I leave solo in search of my t-shirt bass around the namesake waterfalls. It's a pretty nice spot. They're still part of an old lumber mill at the falls. In the late 1800s, Waterfalls Lodge was a logging camp. Logs were floated to a platform on the river where the water turned a belt-drive saw blade. And it wasn't until the 1930s that the original owners, the Wilson family, converted the site into a fishing resort. Lots of history here.
You see that big boulder up there is kind of breaking the current, and I've had 2 fish right out of there, right in between. And that's great when you're fishing rivers or you're fishing something like this, looking for that little bit of sheltered water that those fish can kind of sit in without fighting the current. And the food is going to come right to them like that, just like that. So they wait for something to come by. There. Case in point. Perfect. And the other nice thing is spots like this reload. You can just sit here and nice little smallmouth. You can just fish. You know, you spend a lot of time, catch a lot of fish, because new fish. It's a little guy. He's eating good. Perfect. I love it. Whoa, that's a big fish. Whatever that is that's pulling, unless that's a big smallmouth. Look at that, right up in the, nice fish, right up in the current up there at the base of the falls. Look at that one. Oh! You catch them, you win some, you lose some. That's all right. I got a good visual shot of that fish. I don't want to catch it right now. I just want to shake it off, and I'll come back for it a little bit later. Run down to the Narrows. I spoke with Big Al, who's been a guide out here for a lot of years, and he recommended some areas that I go try, so do kind of an excursion here on the lower lake here for some mainly smallmouth, number 1, and then if we can get into some walleye and possibly maybe a big pike. So I'm kind of rigged up for both, but Big Al gave me some intel, and he's definitely a great resource of information. He's been fishing these lakes, fishing around here for, I think, almost 30 years. So I'm excited to get out there, and we're gonna head right down the lake into the Narrows here. Just gonna idle out here a little bit over the shallows, and then head down the lake and hopefully get a big one. Just looking ahead, I see some boulders up here a little bit flatter. The main river channel is running right through here. So you have current in here, you got boulders, you're gonna have fish. There's either a rock or a piece of wood right there. This is gonna be the sunny side. Early season, those rocks are gonna warm up. I'm actually just gonna pull over here and kind of fish my way down. My guess is I'm gonna get bit right here.
There are some spots that just look fishy. We call them high probability spots. Well, I felt so good about this spot that I had our cameraman and producer John send up the drone. What you're about to see is pretty awesome. Look closely, and you can actually see the bass emerge out of nowhere to hit the bait. Anytime you have a point like this with rocks and shallow to deep transitions is really a fish magnet, and a great place to fish an X-Rap or hair jig, which is my 1-2 punch. If the bass follows the X-Rap but doesn't commit, I'll toss the black hair jig out right away and turn the sniffer into a biter.
In these lakes like this, there's no need to You don't really have to slow down. You can just cover water. Smallmouth are just aggressive in nature. So, wondering if there's a rock, if there's a boulder, a piece of wood, like one cast basically. There we go. This is why you want to come up here to Algoma country here in Canada at Waterfalls Lodge. Big fish like this in absolute stunning surroundings.
Ontario is home to some of the best smallmouth fishing in the world. Whether you're fishing for numbers or size, Ontario's got it all. Hey, here's a question for you. What is Ontario's provincial record for the biggest smallmouth bass? 9.84 pounds? 8 pounds? 8.5 pounds? Or 7.75 pounds? We'll give you a moment to think it over and have the answer when we come back. So what is Ontario's provincial record for the biggest smallmouth bass? If you guessed 9.84 pounds, you're right. Angler Andy Anderson caught this record breaker on Birch Bark Lake near Kinmount, Ontario on September 26, 1954. Just proves that although the growing season is shorter in Ontario, plentiful forage and minimal fishing pressure can grow bass near the double-digit mark. Who knows, your next trip to Ontario could produce a record-breaking smallmouth.
Now is the moment of truth. I'm going in to meet with Rob to see if, number one, piece of braid is long enough, and then for him to judge the photo of the big one that I caught yesterday. It's all up to him. I know I did my job. I want to win a free t-shirt and hopefully get entered in to win a free week.
Hi, Troy.
Rob, very good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Okay, now it's time. Moment of truth.
What's that?
I'm going to see if I won a t-shirt or not and got entered into your free week.
All right.
So I have the piece of braid.
Well, let's see this.
The piece of braid. I also have a photo. These are two different fish. Now, for the catch and release program, smallmouth bass, 18 inches, right?
That's right. And this is how you measured it.
This is, well, I didn't have a ruler in there. and you were there, right? You were there.
I was there.
Okay.
So, shall we measure it?
Yes, please.
What do we have here? A
Just
fish?
under 19.
Just under 19, 18
Wow.
and 3/4. You qualify.
So this one qualifies.
This one qualifies for a chance to win a trip back to Waterfalls Lodge and a t-shirt.
So this was yesterday, right here. And you recognize the side of the boat. These are the rulers that you have in each of your boats.
Yep, that's
for
right.
Measuring.
Yep.
And you can see right past the
scroll
Ontario, right there.
Yep, very nice.
Just the front nose, everything, and that's a smallmouth.
It is a smallmouth, a beauty.
Yeah, it is.
A
Yeah,
beauty.
the colors on that are incredible.
Okay, so that qualifies.
Yes.
So you caught two.
Okay, so I get a
trophy
drawing
winners.
for each.
You get a drawing for each trophy.
Doubling my chances.
Okay, so there's 1, 2.
Okay.
They fill those out for us, and we'll put
Perfect.
those in the draw box. And for doing that, you also get a t-shirt. Come
All
on.
right, all
Come
right.
on, come on.
Like a large yellow would be perfect.
Okay, let's see.
Long sleeve.
There you go.
There.
So that's the back.
All right.
This is the front.
All right. Yes. Thank
Great.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I'm going to try this on and wear it with pride.
I like that.
You know, coming up here, never being here before, it's been an awesome time, incredible time. Rob and Kathy, the whole staff here are so nice. And they make you feel at home. I can see why they say, you come as a guest, you leave as a friend. And that is evident the way they treat you from start to finish. It's really, really unique. I know I'm gonna be back. I wanna do some of the fly fishing. I saw a couple of guys out there with fly rods. They're out there fly fishing for some of the bass and some of the pike. That was pretty cool. I caught a lot of my smallmouth. Here I was throwing, so I got the jig heads here. I caught a lot of my smallmouth on a hair jig. Specifically, this is a VMC marabou jig and a jerkbait X-Wrap like this, a bright color. You can see this thing from a mile away. That's the other nice thing when you cast it out in this tea-stained water. And this was just on a medium action rod like this. This is a Bass X from St. Croix, 15, 20-pound braid. With the jerkbait, I was using a 8-pound leader. Same thing here when I was throwing the
the boot tails, 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce VMC Moon Eye heads with just a little, any type of 4-inch boot tail is just going to be fine. You know, sometimes brighter the better. Smallmouth bass are not afraid to hit bright colors like this, and these are really, if you just had, if I came up here again, 2 rods for smallmouth bass right here. I have an Avid X and a Bass X, both from St. Croix, Luvius reels from Daiwa. It's this simple. 1 braid fluoroleader, 1 which is straight fluorocarbon. It's that simple. This has truly been a wonderful Ontario experience here at Waterfalls Lodge. I hate to leave, but I know I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back here to Algoma country. It's just incredible here. But all things come to an end, but I know I will return again. I'm thinking that current break right there. There. That's a big fish.
Who am I kidding? Just had to take a couple more casts before driving back to Minnesota. Waterfalls Lodge has some great shore fishing too.
Come here. That's a big, oh my gosh. What? Look at that one. Right in front of the old sawmill gear. Look at that.